your scrapping nerd, and I am back today with a layout share. And I needed to get these in some albums, so I believe it's the last 3 months that these are all from. And you could see that they're kind of in order. This one I just had on my channel. But all of them have process videos, so you can always go back and watch the video. Or if you have questions, just leave me a comment below and I will answer them. So this one was fun. This is the Vicki Boutin Floral Emporium paper, and so that's a lot of fun to use. I love all these florals. And again, these are a bunch of either Scrap Lift Crafternoons or Iron Crafter challenges or just because. But if you watch the video, all the information is in there about if it is like the Scrap Lift Crafternoon, who was the inspiration and everything. So make sure that you check out the videos. But I added some foam on here to add some dimension even with this little thing. But that one's cute. I like that one. This one is, I think, the Basic Gray collection that I had found. I just loved these little vehicles here. And this is using a postcard that I purchased while in New York. And it said, like, under here it said New York City, but, you know, this is in the New York album, so I don't need it to always say that. So I added these little things to cover it up. But I like that, and the little buildings that I fussy cut out. This is a Vicki Boutin collection here. That's part of my How to Kill a Kit with Style layout, or kit. So, okay, and then this one was fun. This is like a challenging one for me. You know, you have like plans and then things go awry. But this is the paper bag from the store that we were in New York, the Harry Potter store. And so that was a challenge, trying to get this how I wanted it. But I think I like how it turned out. And using this one piece of Harry Potter paper, you can see in the back I gutted it so that I could then have the circles. And then we have the butterbeer here that we didn't like. So that's why it says nope here. But that's just a fun, cute, simple one. This one is my mom's 70th birthday, and she's on front of the Carnival Panorama, like the picture they have you take before you get on the ship. And so this was a fun little layout with these. This is a Mente collection. I forget what collection it is called, but it's a Mente. And this is a Scrap a Sketch stencil here. I love this, and it's like the stencil is like a cluster, but I always use it just as the circle itself. And I pulled in this little friendly sailors, which I thought was cute, and added some bling. I need to pull in my bling some more. I haven't used bling in a long time, and I really enjoy having this on here. So I'm like, I need to pull in some bling more. This one is Vicki Boutin collections from my How to Kill a Kit with Style, and this is some vellum paper here, and then I just fussy cut out the butterflies there. And I loved this one for the bright colors, because that's my goal for the rest of the year, is try to use up some of this Vicki Boutin collections that I have that I don't reach for because of the bright colors, and it's not usually my go-to. So that's the goal of my How to Kill a Kit with Style, is to get some of those bright things used up. And then when I do the layouts like this, I just love it. And so I don't know why I'm not drawn to the bright colors until I actually do it. And then I'm like, oh, I do love them. So, and I added some texture in my florals and some of these little just dots around. So that's a fun little layout. And this is my mom and her friends all waiting to board the ship. And then this little cruise thing says Bon Voyage. So perfect for that. This one, you know, I don't know. This is another one of those ideas in the head that execution wasn't as flawless. I like this. I love my little bows on my tags. I wanted this piece to have dimension, and so I cut it in each little strips and glued it so that it popped up. And I think that what I should have done is moved this photo down just a little bit so it wasn't so much on the hump, and maybe it wouldn't be a little bit of an eyesore. I still love this layout, and but if you can see, like, this photo, it kind of lays more flat on the little hump. But, and you know, it's also an experiment because over time these might squish down from being in the album. But you know, scrapbooking is just whatever makes you happy at the time. I'm not here to, of course, you know, I want to preserve my memories, but I also have all of the digital pictures. So if this is in my scrapbook and it gets squished down and it just looks a hot mess, I had fun making it, and that's really what matters to me. And if you don't try something, you never know if it'll work. So we'll see how time goes by. These might just become a hot mess after being in the album. But these are fun photos, and I like all the thread, and then of course this little Santa here is so cute. So there's that one. Here's another one of using my Vicki Boutin How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. And I remember this was a scrap lift, and so I think it was hexagons or circles that was in the scrap lift, but I used the squares and cut them out, and it's actually, the squares are was part of the paper, and then I just cut it out and used that. So again, very fun, colorful layout. These bits and bobs are from 49 and Market collection, so I like that one. I really like this photo of us in St. Thomas. The water is ridiculously clear. It's so pretty, such pretty water. So I love that photo too. Okay, and then, oh, this is upside down. This one is for, I started a new series, Pocket Full of Fun, to get some of my pocket pages scrapbooked, because I have them in my albums and then I don't do them as often. But this is all of the towel animals that they do on your ship. And so I took a picture of them each day. And I had tried to put like a texture, this white border. I had embossed it and tried to make it like a texture like a towel. And in person, I can kind of see it. Again, another one of those experimental things. And it reads a little bit, but not as much as I thought it would. I really wanted it to have that kind of towel texture. But I do like how this turned out. And I used, I don't remember what collection this is, but I loved that it was like a jungly, and then it says like welcome party animals, wild safari. So this was a fun collection to use, and I actually think I used it up because I did the companion page, I believe, in the same collection. And so it's kind of nice when you get to use up an entire collection. And I just pulled in these die cut leaves and things that I have. I just have like a bin of I just have this bin of extra die cuts that I didn't use, mostly foliage, because whenever I cut that I know that I'm going to use for a layout, I always cut and finish the whole piece of paper. And so so I have that bin of extra, and so I just kind of pulled those in with that one. So that's fun. And then this one is just documenting this beautiful tree in New York City, and I just love how it's just in the middle of all this concrete and there's beautiful flowers. And I got to use up some of these letters, these glitter letters that I got, and I think they're Paper Studio letters and from Hobby Lobby, and they are so hard to use because, first of all, you can kind of tell it's hard to read them. So making a full title with them, it's kind of hard. Plus you didn't get very many of the letters in the thing. And so I really need to start using up letters that I have, because I have the Cricut and I could cut my own letters and make my own thickers. And so I need to just use the ones that I have and also not buy any more. Those are two things that I'll work on. But so it was nice to get some of those used somewhere, and it worked perfectly with this collection. And I don't remember, this might have been a Simple Stories. I'm not sure. Look at the video, and it has all the information there. But that's just a fun little layout. So this one, I really like this layout. You know, I always talk about my color palettes are more of like a darker color palette, and so this is what I mean. Like this, I really like this layout, and I think part of it's because of the colors. But this is me in the Natural History Museum in New York, and this is my selfie with this Neanderthal. And so I printed all of the information on vellum about this guy, and I put that around, and I thought that was kind of fun. And I had these bones that were white in my Halloween collection, but I just took them and I distressed them, like crinkled them up, and then inked them so that it worked good with this layout. And I think that's fun, and I just love this Friends here. So that's a fun layout. This one I remember as a scrapbook because it was a circle, and I couldn't get my flowers to be more of a circle, so it's kind of, I don't know what shape that is, but I really like how this turned out. This is us at Ellis Island, and so I like having the globe and the clock, and it just kind of being more vintage items. And these are Craft-A-Clock collection that you fussy cut out. So I cut out all these florals here, and this little trunk wasn't necessary for in this also. But again, this is more like my color palettes. I love this background paper here, and it's matted on this brown. So it's a fun little layout. And this was, I cut from a tag from a pin that we bought. I keep everything until I'm done scrapbooking the trip. And so I like having, you know, that just says Ellis Island on it, and it's from one of the items that we had purchased, and it's just the tag that it was on. So this one I love. This is a very meaningful layout. This one is actually going to go up on my wall in my room. But my husband and I, we were at the Statue of Liberty, and we sent this picture to my father-in-law, and he sent back this picture of my mother-in-law and my father-in-law when they were at Statue of Liberty, and they're in the exact same spot, and we didn't know. And my mother-in-law has passed away, and so it's just a very meaningful photo, and it's crazy that we're in the exact same spot. You can see the little door here, I mean, to the T. And so I just did this layout where it puts both of them there, and I love the colors with it because it makes it cheerful, and it says this place, best experience, you know, just some wordy bits. But again, this is just a very, very meaningful scrapbook layout for me. And then this is also why I scrapbook. And so, and I use that paper, the Vicki Boutin paper that everyone has, and I just cut it up and distressed the edges and put it back into the circle. And so this one came together really well. I love this one. Okay, and then, oh, see, here's the other side of my pocket page. This is the animals. So we went on our anniversary trip, and so they, on the actual day of our anniversary, they decorated our stateroom, and then they wrote on the mirror, and these swans were there, these little like kissing swans. And so this is the main layout next to the pocket page, using the same collection, but it doesn't say like wild animals and everything. It just says celebrate. But it shows how like it can go together even with a pocket page. Let me show you. So see, this will be in the layout like this, or in the book like this. And so it just keeps it to where it's the same collection, and it has all of the towel animals like the towel swans, but then I also put this the other pictures of how they decorated. They put this banner and everything, and so I really like how that turned out. This is another one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite photos. This is when we were on the cruise for my mom's 70th birthday, and on her actual birthday was a elegant dinner night, and so everyone, you dress really nice. Well, we decided to dress like flappers, and all the guys were dressed, you know, like, what is that, 40s, 20s, 40s, and so, and then you can go around and take your photos, and so this is one of the photos of my mom and I that they took for us, and we're in the flapper outfits, and it's just, I just love this photo. And then I think that this layout came out really cute. I like all the different layers to it, and it's just a simple, beautiful title. I like this old vintage camera with it, but it's just a fun layout, and it's a 5x7 photo. And so it just is the main focus of this. So this is another one that I'll probably put on my wall in my scrapbook room, because it's just one of my faves. Okay, and then this one's fun. This is a picture of me at the Natural History Museum, and, you know, apparently going around taking selfies is my thing. And so with this stuffed tiger here, so cute, and so I took a selfie of it. It's not the best photo because they're behind a glass, so there's some like glare here, but I just loved it, and I loved that this was the Stay Fierce, and I put this paper through my Cricut so it would cut out like cat claws, and then put the yellow paper behind it. And again, it's just, I love when you have a photo and then you find a collection and you put it with, and it turns out really fun. Like, I didn't think that this is the direction that I would take this photo. I didn't even think I would do this photo by itself. I thought maybe it would be in a pocket page, but I just loved the whole Stay Fierce and the Grow Wild, and then just this fun collection. And this is using just papers from my stash, and so I really like that one too. And then lastly, this is a authentic Easter collection, and this is fun. This is my best friend's children with the Easter bunny, and it's so funny. I talk about in the video, this is like this is Easter 21, so you still couldn't be next to the Easter bunny, and so they have them sitting in front of the Easter bunny, so it looks a little creepy when the Easter bunny is behind. You know, you have all these Easter photos and you're sitting with the Easter bunny, and no matter what the bunny looks like, you're with him, but I feel a little creepy that the bunny is behind them. But you know, that's the aftermath of COVID. You get some creepy Easter bunny photos, but I love how this turned out. I like all these little distressed notches, because I liked this background photo here, or paper here, that had the little bunnies, but I didn't want it to just be all bunnies, because I thought that would be a little too much. And so having them back there, and then, you know, having these little spots so you could see that they're the bunnies, and then I also photo matted it on with the photo here. And I like that it's not so kitschy, because it's the authentic. It's a little vintage, and I have some of the Nouveau drops here, but I think that turned out really cute. And then this, I think this was a there was a store in Phoenix, Arizona, and she made her own like papers, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of it now, but so I think this was from hers, and she's no longer in business, but I had bought like a cut apart paper, and I had put it with the authentic because I thought that it matched really well, and so it looked really cute with this. But that is all of the layouts for the last couple months, so it'll be good to get them all in my albums. And I want to say thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit those buttons below. And you can always hit the little bell to be notified when I have new videos. But I hope that everyone has a great day. Bye!